What's better than hitting the gun range and putting a few holes through some targets? How about taking it up a notch and blasting through some zombies at the same time? Well, this week I was invited to check out Tactical Mission Target Rush, a new single player FPS that's all about sharpening your accuracy and decision making whilst throwing zombies in at the same time. Let's dive into the video and see what it's all about. Welcome back, gamers. I know what you're thinking, this isn't armor. Don't worry, I haven't abandoned it. There'll be plenty more armor content coming your way. But today I've got something a little bit different for you. I was invited to check out a game by Grizzly Bytes, a solo developer behind this project. And for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I'm not just an armor fanboy. I do enjoy all kinds of tactical FPS games, and whilst this one differs from my usual PvP/PvE style, I was definitely curious to see what it was all about. Tactical Mission Target Rush stands out in its genre because it doesn't feature PvP modes or a campaign to dive into like most other tactical shooters. Instead, it's a single player FPS designed as a tool to help players improve their accuracy and decision making. You'll tackle a series of challenging yet fun gun runs, all with the goal of sharpening your FPS skills for other games. So let's break this one down and look at some of the features we can expect. There are 3 different game modes, each offering varying levels of difficulty. Within each mode, you can adjust the difficulty settings to easy, medium or impossible. I've got to be honest though, other than increased targets to actually shoot, and some slightly reduced time to react against the targets that can spot you and force you to start over, I didn't notice a huge difference between the settings. The first and most casual mode is Gun and Run. This one's your classic kill house scenario, where you clear room by room, targeting hostiles marked with the gun icon, while avoiding civilians marked with the hand icon. It's the type of target range that most FPS veterans will be familiar with. There's also no danger of having to restart if you're spotted by a target that can detect you, so you can be as careful or as reckless as you like in this mode. On top of that, you can't unlock any new weapons or attachments, so you'll need to make do with what you've got and focus on improving your skills with those. It's a straightforward, no pressure way to sharpen your accuracy and decision making. Next up is the game's main mode, Target Rush. In this mode, you'll progress through increasingly difficult levels, each one ramping up the challenge. It's very similar to Gun and Run, but with a bit more pressure. Hitting civilians, for example, will negatively impact your score, and getting spotted by special targets before taking them out will force you to restart your run entirely. On top of that, there's also the added pressure of being up against the clock. And whilst you won't get timed out for taking too long, there's no worse feeling than looking at the scoreboard and seeing an embarrassingly slow time. And trying to beat some of your previous runs' times is actually quite addictive. Honestly, I didn't think that a target shooting game would be my thing, and whilst it may not replace my go-to big titles, I can definitely see myself hopping on for 5 to 10 minutes just to improve on my runs. One piece of feedback I would suggest is to randomise the target placements when you reset a level. Sometimes I'd get spotted by a target and have to restart, but once you learn where the targets are in a particular level, it becomes less of a challenge. It would be cool if the entire level got randomised on reset, so you're going in blind and having to think on your feet, not knowing whether there's going to be a hostile or civilian target behind a door. As you advance through the levels, you'll unlock new weapons and attachments to try out, which adds an extra layer of excitement and something new to try. Of course, I was only playing the demo version, so there was limited content that I could unlock, but during the time I played, I managed to unlock a couple of suppressors and some new optics. But in the full version of the game, you'll get access to the weapon rack, which will allow you to customise your loadouts with all the gear you've managed to unlock. This mode, in my opinion, is perfect for players who are accustomed to FPS games, especially those who enjoy playing on harder difficulty settings. It doesn't give you much time to react before you're spotted by the hostiles, which forces you to be more methodical in your approach to clearing rooms. This kind of training will definitely help improve your skills in other FPS games as well. The final game mode adds a bit more fun into the mix, combining target practice with the challenge of trying to avoid getting overwhelmed by zombies. This mode is pure fun, and there's nothing more satisfying than putting a few rounds into the army of the undead. As you progress, the difficulty ramps up, the zombies move faster, and they require quite a bit of ammo to take down, so I'd suggest going full auto for this one, and reloading on the move to stay ahead of the horde. Whilst it still can get a little bit repetitive, I still think it's the perfect warm-up before jumping into any other FPS games, or if your friends are offline, it's a great way to test your skills and see if you can beat your previous scores. Don't let the zombie mode fool you, it's actually much harder than it looks. In terms of other standout features, I think the game looks fantastic. The reload animations, weapon handling and overall visuals really shine, thanks to Unreal Engine 5. The audio is just as impressive as well, with the satisfying sound of hitting metal targets making the whole experience feel more immersive. Now, just to be clear, this isn't going to be the next big FPS game on the market, and it doesn't try to be. But it does do a fantastic job of improving aiming, room clearing, and decision making for players. I also think it's an excellent choice for those new to FPS games, or for anyone transitioning from controller to keyboard and mouse. I know when I first switched to PC gaming, that transition was a real challenge, and something like this could have definitely helped smooth that out. The game is set to release on Steam in March this year, with the price still to be confirmed. However, the demo is still available, so you can try it before you buy. A big thanks to Grizzly Bytes for giving me the opportunity to play and review this demo. If you'd like to check the game out for yourself, I'll include a link to the game's Discord in the description below. Feel free to join and chat with the community. Well, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the battlefield soon for my next adventure. Until then, keep it crispy. Cheers.